Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Evam Veduddha Ekam Dhammaya Bhagavata Uddiya Viharati Sedavane Anata Venyavahame Adhako Inyadra Devata Aveganaya Radiya Avegana Ona Kevala Gava Sedavana Ova Deva Yena Bhagava Denuva Degami Uva Degami Deva Bhagavana Piva Deva Egamada Tatadi Egamada Tidavo Bhagavata Bhagavana Gadaya Isavadi Bahudeva Manodasa Mangalani sa devana Buddha sa Buddha nirana Eda mingala modama Pati virupa eda vadosa Bovesa kaka bonyada Ada dhamma manidisa Eda mingala modama Pao Dedensa Vinayosa Tudekito Tubadiyasa Yawasa Eda mingala modama Mada Vidu Ubadana Bodha Dada Lingo Nagula Sakamada Eda mingala modama Tanisa Tomasiyasa Nyadaganisa Dingo Anawizani Kamani Eda mingala modama Arati Udayadi Baba Misa Vanasa Dayamo Abharosa Dhametu Eda mingala modama Karosa Ivarosa Tadodisa Genyuda Kalina Dhamadavana Eda mingala modama Kandisa Tovasadara Taranisa Dadana Kalina Dhamadavisa Eda mingala modama Taposa Dhamasriyasa Hariyadisana Dadana Nirvana Disikriyasa Eda mingala modama Ojada Loga Dhamei Sayyadana Kamadi Adoka Vidadhanima Eda mingala modama Eda Didani Kadawana Tabada Mabarazida Tabada Dode Gizani Dandida mingala modama Tabidiyo Vizandu Tabaro Vinadadu Bhadevonu Daya Duhiga Yugo Bhava Pavirudava Mingala Rakamudawa Devada Sarva Bodha Nuva Vina Tradu Vibodhuye Ovadudava Mingala Rakadudava Devada Tavadhyama Nuva Vina Tradu Vibodhuye Ovadudava Mingala Rakadudava Devada Tavadhyama Nuva Vina
санскрите Бхагаваде Пражня Парамита Хридая, на русском сердце Арья Пражня Парамиты. Такую речь я слышал. Однажды Бхагаван пребывал в Раджагрихе на горе Гридхагута вместе с великой общиной монахов и великой общиной Бодхисаттв. В то время Бхагаван погрузился в самадхи, перечисление дхарм, именуемые проявляемость глубины. В то же самое время Бодхисаттва, Махасаттва, Арья Авалокитешвара, исследуя практику глубокой праджняпарамиты, узрел, что и 5 сканд пусты от самобытия. Так вдохновляемый силой Будды, достопочетный Шарипутра обратился к Бодхисаттве, Махасаттве, Арья Авалокитешваре с таким вопросом. Если благородные сыновья и благородные дочери желают приступить к практике глубокой праджняпарамиты, как им следует ее изучать? Так он вопрошал. И Бодхисаттва, Махасаттва, Арья Авалокитешвара ответил достопочетному Шарипутру такими словами. Шарипутра, те благородные сыновья или благородные дочери, что желают практиковать практику глубокой праджняпарамиты, должны изучать, что и эти 5 сканд пусты от самобытия. Это следует им всецело увидеть. Форма есть пустота, пустота есть форма. Пустота не отлична от формы, а форма не отлична от пустоты. Также пустые чувства, и понятия, и формирующие факторы и сознание. Шарипутра таким образом все дхармы пусты, не имеют характеристик, не рождены, не прекращаемы, не загрязнены, не очищены, не ущербны и не полны. Шарипутра, поэтому в пустоте нет формы, нет чувств, нет понятий, нет формирующих факторов, нет сознания, нет глаза, нет уха, нет носа, нет языка, нет тела, нет ума, нет видимой формы, нет звука, нет запаха, нет вкуса, нет осязаемого, нет харм, не начиная с элемента глаз до элемента ум, и нет также до элемента ментального сознания. Нет неведения, нет исчезновения, нет неведения до того, что нет даже старости и смерти, и нет исчезновения старости и смерти. Также нет страданий, источника, пересечения пути, нет мудрости, нет достижения и нет недостижения. Поэтому Шарипутра, так как нет бодхисаттв достижения, они опираются на праджняпарамиту и пребывают в ней без возмездения и возврата души. Полное уйдя непрерывного, они достигают края ухода с корми. И все Будды, пребывающие в 3 временах, достигали несравненного, подлинного, совершенного пробуждения, опираясь на эту глубокую праджняпарамиту. В этом мантра праджняпарамиты, мантра великого ведения, непревзойденная мантра, мантра родная несравненного мантра, полностью умиротворяющая страдания, не должна, не знает, неизвестна. Мантра праджняпарамиты произносится. Татьяна Ом Гате Гате Пара Гате Пара Сам Гате Бодхи Своха. Шарипутра таким образом Бодхисаттва Махасаттва изучает глубокую праджняпарамиту. Затем Бхагаван, выйдя из этого самадхи, выразил одобрение Бодхисаттве Махасаттве Арья Авалокитешвара, сказав: прекрасно, прекрасно, благородный сын. Это именно так, так тобой показано, так и практикует глубокую праджняпарамиту. И Тадхагаты возрадуются. Когда изрек Бхагаван такую речь, достопочтенный Шарипутра Махасаттва Арья Авалокитешвара и исполненные всех достоинств окружения, а также боги, люди, асуры, гандавары, вместе возликовали и воздали хвалу проповеди Бхагавана. В этом заканчивается Махаяна сутра, называемая Бхагавати Праджняпарамита Хридая.
Thus I have heard. At one time the Lord was sitting on Vulture's Peak near the city of Rajgir. He was accompanied by a large community of monks as well as a large community of bodhisattvas. On that occasion, the Blessed One was absorbed in a particular concentration called the Profound Appearance. Meanwhile, the Bodhisattva, the great being, the noble Avalokiteshvara, was contemplating the profound discipline of the perfection of wisdom. He came to see that the 5 aggregates were empty of any inherent nature of their own. Through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra approached the noble Avalokiteshvara and asked him, how should a son of the noble lineage proceed when he wants to train in the profound discipline of the perfection of wisdom? The noble Avalokiteshvara replied to the Venerable Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of the noble lineage wants to train in the profound discipline of the perfection of wisdom should consider things in the following way. First, he or she should clearly and thoroughly comprehend that the 5 aggregates are empty of their own inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, and form is not other than emptiness. Similarly, feeling, discernment, compositional factors, and consciousness are also empty. Likewise, Shariputra, are all phenomena empty? They have no defining characteristics. They are unproduced. They do not cease. They are undefiled, yet they are not separate from defilement. They do not decrease, yet they do not increase. This being the case, Shariputra, in terms of emptiness, there exists no forms, no feelings, no discernments, no formative elements, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no noses, no tongues, no bodies, no minds, no visual forms, no sounds, no smells, no tastes, no tactile sensations, no mental objects. There exist no visual elements, no mental elements, and no elements of mental consciousness. There exists no ignorance and no exhaustion of ignorance, no aging and death, and no exhaustion of aging and death. In the same way, there exists no suffering, no origin of suffering, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, and no lack of attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, since bodhisattvas have no attainment, they depend upon and dwell in the perfection of wisdom. Their minds are unobstructed and unafraid. They transcend all error and finally reach the end point, Nirvana. All the Buddhas of the past, present, and future have depended, do, and will depend upon the perfection of wisdom. Thereby they became, are becoming, and will become unsurpassably, perfectly, completely awakened Buddhas. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom is a mantra of great knowledge. It is an unsurpassable mantra. It is a mantra that is comparable to the incomparable. It is a mantra that totally pacifies all suffering. It will not deceive you. Therefore, know it is true. I proclaim the mantra of the perfection of wisdom. Tayata, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisoha. Shariputra, it is in this way that the great bodhisattvas train themselves in the profound perfection of wisdom. At that moment, the Lord arose from his concentration and said to the noble Avalokiteshvara, well said, that is just how it is, my son, just how it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have explained it. Then the ones gone thus will be truly delighted. When the Lord had spoken these words, the Venerable Shariputra and the Bodhisattva, the great being, Avalokiteshvara, and the entire gathering of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas were overjoyed, and they praised what the Lord had said.
So today, from the Manjushri Cycle of Teachings, we'll do the Jenang of the black female deity, the venerable black female deity. So Tremanangmo. So he's always asking during the Jup practice, there is a Tremanangmo, the black wrathful female deity. So it seems to be that. So I have already started doing the preparatory ritual, and I need to continue and complete it. And so, in connection with the mantra that is related to this, perhaps you could recite the either the Heruka or the Karsa.
生出主要活动，生出主要，完了，蓬勃主要。
知名前别王不江别，康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即人谁知名前别王不江别。康清给别所见总和摩罗嗦言着别小老所我，别别随别的见即
야, 오늘? 아? 너 세상가?
This wrathful female deity. So I have finished with the preparatory practice and the self-initiation. And now next is offering the mandala to the Guru. His crown anointed with perfume strewn with flowers, adorned with earth, Mount Meru, the four continents, and sun and the moon. I imagine it as a Buddha filled and offer it to you. May the great sound of the drum of Dharma dispel the miseries of all beings. May you live long to teach the Dharma.
So,
Please repeat this request. 3. Great bliss, my teacher, Acharya, please pay heed to me. Please teach me the methods of great enlightenment. I beseech you, great protector, please grant me the samayas. Please bestow me the mind of enlightenment. Please confer on me the 3 objects of refuge, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Please guide me to the supreme city of great liberation. Please guide me, lead me to the supreme city of great liberation. So next is taking the Bodhisattva and the Tantric vows. So with regard to the Tantric vows, we have done it the last 2 days. I have already explained them. So the mere term Bodhisattva, with the bodhisattvas, with their compassion, observe sentient beings, so which is very pervasive. So, for the benefit of all sentient beings across the expanse of space, to liberate them from their suffering and bring them happiness, the bodhisattvas have this kind of courage and determination. So, to lead all these sentient beings to the state of Buddhahood, being freeing them from all the suffering and their causes. And so, bodhicitta is the ultimate source of all good things. And with the wisdom, the bodhisattvas observe that of the enlightenment. And therefore, if you wish to make this human life that you have found now a meaningful one, you need to cultivate and develop bodhicitta. As it is said, I shall generate the mind for awakening, to fulfill the interests of oneself and others. So the past Buddhas have become enlightened through bodhicitta, and the present ones also are becoming Buddhas through the practice of bodhicitta, and the future ones also, future Buddhas will become Buddha enlightened through the practice of bodhicitta. So as you find in the tantric vows, I will generate this supreme mind, or the holy mind of bodhicitta. So with regard to generating bodhicitta, I have already explained you, so bring up in your mind, have a clear idea of what bodhicitta means. And it is not enough to have just a good heart to think of benefiting others, but you also need to promise and make the pledge and determination to engage in the practices of bodhisattvas. So the main practice is to restrain selfish motive. So, as we say in the 6th session Guru Yoga, I dedicate all my bodies and the wealth and the virtues of the 3 times for the benefit of all sentient beings. without any sense of loss. And so you need to dedicate all the virtuous, wholesome practices that you do for the benefit of all sentient beings. As Shantideva says in Bodhisattva Charyavatara, whenever you see somebody, you should have a smiling face and talk in a way that pleases others, delights others, and in your mind you should have those of love and compassion towards the others. And so this kind of thought or aspiration, so even those so-called the gods, Nagas and the Yakshasas and so forth should generate this kind of mind, the bodhicitta. So whether you understand what the bodhi or not, the enlightenment or not, if you have a good heart, warm heart, you will will be able to create a loving and peaceful world. So with bodhicitta, you are able to accumulate merit as well as purify all the negativities. So, as the Kadamba masters usually say, the bodhicitta helps to purify, to accumulate merit as well as purify all the negativities, the unwholesome actions as well as karmas, as well as the obscurations. And so here you should make the determination to engage in the bodhisattva practices on a daily basis by taking the bodhisattva vows. As I explained yesterday, imagine all the Buddhas and bodhisattvas in front of you in the space. So they are the ones who look at or see or regard all sentient beings as like a mother to their only child. And so, to the best of our ability, we should put into practice what the Buddha had taught us and take his example of generating bodhicitta and engage in the practices of bodhisattvas. So the Buddhas and bodhisattvas are always looking at us with the love and compassion, and therefore with the sense of delight and also inner courage and strength, you need to generate and develop this bodhicitta within yourself, as well as the determination to engage in the bodhisattva practices. All sentient beings across the expanse of space, as finite as the expanse of space, do not want suffering but want happiness. And therefore, to create and bring the temporary as well as a lasting happiness for them, today I will pledge before the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to generate bodhicitta and also engage in the practices of bodhisattvas. Please kneel on your right knee or crouch. Please repeat these before the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as witness. And then imagine all the mother sentient beings around you and have a strong, intense compassion to them, wishing them to be free from suffering. And determine that you want to be like the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and make the determination also to fulfill the wishes of all sentient beings. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess all misdeeds individually. I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. To the Buddha, Dharma, and highest assembly I seek refuge until enlightenment is reached. To fulfill the interests of oneself and others, I shall generate the mind for awakening. Having generated the mind for full highest awakening, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. I shall engage in the delighting supreme practices of enlightenment. May I attain Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. Please repeat for the second time. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess all misdeeds individually. I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. To the Buddha Dharma and highest assembly I seek refuge until enlightenment is reached to fulfill the interests of oneself and others. I shall generate the mind for awakening. Having generated the mind for highest awakening, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. I shall engage in the delightful supreme practices of enlightenment. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. At the end of the third repetition now, as you have already received Bodhisattva vows the last 2 days, yesterday, you should imagine that this Bodhisattva vow, the set of Bodhisattva vows that you have received, is enhanced. And those of you who have joined newly today should hear, as well as those online, you should also, if you are taking it newly, you should imagine you are receiving a full set of Bodhisattva vows, a fresh full set of Bodhisattva vows here. And those who have taken it before and should, if there has been decline, you should imagine them recovering. And so here at this very auspicious sacred place of Bodhgaya, from me, Tenzin Gyatso, the Dalai Lama, imagine that you are taking this Bodhisattva vows from me with a strong determination to keep the bodhicitta as well as engaging in the Bodhisattva vows with a fervent determination. I could say this, you should think that you are receiving a Bodhisattva vows just like the Bodhisattva vows within my mind stream, as I am taking the Bodhisattva vows every day. So just like the thing that you are receiving a Bodhisattva, complete set of Bodhisattva vows, greater than these vows that I have. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess all misdeeds individually. I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. To the Buddha Dharma and highest assembly I seek refuge until our enlightenment is reached. To fulfill the interests of oneself and others, I shall generate the mind for awakening. Having generated the mind for highest awakening, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. I shall engage in the delightful supreme practices of enlightenment. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Today, and then we are repeating these lines from the Bodhisattva Charya Avatara. Just as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have generated bodhicitta in the past, likewise I'll do so, and I'll also engage, just as they engage in Bodhisattva practice, I'll also do so. Today my life has borne fruit. I have attained excellent human existence. Today I am born into the Buddha's family, and now I have become a Buddha's child. Now come what may, I shall act in accord with this lineage, never causing this impeccable noble lineage to be tarnished. So with this we are done with the Bodhisattva vows. And next is the tantric vows, taking the tantric vows. So perhaps by taking the tantric vows in during this kind of ceremony of jenang, permission, subsequent permission. So you are taking the vows, the 14 common vows of the 5 Buddha families, and also the gross infractions, keeping from the gross infractions, and then the 19 infractions. So please repeat this. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I request you to pay attention to me. I called by this name. So when you say Mikyo Dorji or Akshobhya Vajra, so if you have, so that is in general, but if you have the particular secret tantric name that you that is special to you, then you can call by that name, secret name of Tantra. So say this: I I, called Akshobhya Vajra, from this time onwards until I achieve the highest sense of enlightenment, generate the sacred, peerless enlightenment motive of bodhicitta, just as protectors of the three times did, to make certain that enlightenment. I shall please repeat it for the second time. I shall keep all the precepts of the 5 Buddha families. I shall develop the peerless enlightened motive bodhicitta for the sake of all sentient beings. I shall keep their vows without exception. I shall free those not freed, liberate those not relieved. I shall I shall relieve those unrelieved, and lead all sentient beings to the great state beyond sorrow. So with this, we are done with the tantric vows. And next is giving the flower garland, which you will be offering in the future to the deities. So please put on the blindfold. So do you not have the champaka flower? So with the Akambera home, put on the blindfold. Today you enter the lineage of the Tathagatas, heroes and yoginis. You should not talk about this excellent, great secret of the Tathagatas with those who have not entered the mandala of the Tathagatas, and also not with beings who do not have faith in the Tantra. So the Lama instructs with these words to keep the tantric precept secret. So with the following words, the Lama commits you to secrecy through presenting the benefits of this tantric practice, and while holding the Vajra to your heart. From now on, my child, when you attain the spiritual realization of the Tathagatas, not to mention other spiritual realizations, and with regard to generating the primordial Vajra wisdom, you should not talk of them to those beings who have not seen the great mandala, for otherwise you'll definitely lose your samayas. And then the Lama commits you to the secrecy through presenting the disadvantages of not keeping the secrecy while holding the Vajra at your heart. Today, Vajra Yogini will fully enter your heart. If you talk about this, she will immediately leave your heart and go elsewhere. And then the Lama says the following words while holding the Vajra to the crown of your head. This is the Vajra of your samayas. If you reveal it to anyone, your head will split. So Barshi was an aristocrat and a very learned one. So when he heard this mention of giving the secret of water, where it says that if you go against the samayas by drinking this water, he felt rather intimidated, and therefore he had the doubt whether to take the water or not. This is your water of hell. If you transgress your samayas, it will burn you. If you keep them, you will attain spiritual realization with the nectar of Vajra. So with the following words, the Lama commits you to the following instruction of Vajra Master. To follow the instructions. From now on, my child, I'm your glorious Reverend Vajrayogini. When I tell you do this, you have to do it. Do not despise me, for if you do, you will undoubtedly fall into one of the great hells when the time of your death has come. As you usually hear from me, bodhicitta is this main mind, which is complemented by the wish for other sentient beings to have happiness, and with that you intend to become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. And as Master Chandrakirti also says, all sentient beings want happiness and do not want suffering, but do not know the causes that which bring about suffering, and are not able to avoid them, and then they do not know the cause for happiness, and do not engage in them. And so it's not enough just to feel sorry for others, but you should do what, to the best of your ability, what you can do for others. So even if you may not reach Buddhahood yet, but from life after life, you need to have this kind of determination to work for sentient beings. So with that kind of inner strength and determination, then with bodhicitta, you will be able to make the determination or prayer by that may I become the multitude of sustenance for the infinite number of sentient beings, like those of the great elements, like earth and like the space. And so with this kind of determination of bodhicitta, then you will have this courage to work for others. And therefore, Master Shantideva says, which intelligent person or sensible person will feel despair, discouraged to work, to ride the horse of bodhicitta, which leads you from happiness to happiness, without any sense of despair. And so you should meditate on bodhicitta now with this kind of understanding of, as you know well, so this bodhicitta is complemented by two aspects. One is compassion, and the other is the wish to become enlightened. So with these two aspirations for sentient beings and for enlightenment, for their sake, please generate bodhicitta within yourself. So bodhicitta is spurred on or brought about by the wish to help others, and it is accompanied by that aspiration for enlightenment, full enlightenment. So meditate on moon ticks at your heart, that has the nature of conventional bodhicitta. And then, so bodhicitta, which has these great, immense benefits and advantages, will help to overcome obstacles and also fulfill your goals. If you actually determine yourself with this kind of motivation of bodhicitta, but if you ask what bodhicitta is, where is bodhicitta? If you contemplate what bodhicitta is and where is the one meditating on bodhicitta, it is said that bodhicitta brings about the omniscient state of Buddhahood. But as Master Nagarjuna says, but the Tathagata is neither one with the aggregates, his aggregates, nor with the separate from them. They are not in him, he is not in them, and what he does not possess, the Tathagata, the aggregates, What else is Tathagata? And so likewise you should think of yourself and all other things. Of course, things do bring about their effects, results, and so forth. They do affect us as well. But you will not be able to find anything that you can pinpoint as being the bodhicitta. And similarly, through the sevenfold reasoning, so there is nothing that you can actually point your finger at. If you analyze through the sevenfold reasoning, so if things were to have any inherent existence as they to appear to have to do so to us, then the direct perception of emptiness of Arya beings would be a cause for the destruction that destroy all entities and so forth. There would be this kind of logical fallacies that you would have to face. And therefore, as Madhyamaka Avatara says, so like the vase and the forest and so forth. And so when you apply the sevenfold reasoning that you use to check or to examine the chariot cart, nothing whatever can be said to have any existence in and of themselves. Yet we still can talk about samsara, nirvana, meditator, and so forth. So which is merely designated on the appearance of the mere appearance, and it's merely designated. But nothing whatever can be found to have any inherent objective existence. So, though you may think that nothing has any inherent objective existence, yet when you actually look at things, how do they appear to you? They appear as if they have some kind of a solidity, some kind of a concrete, independent existence. And therefore, there is this disparity between what the appearance and the reality. And so, you should think that these things are they merely appear to you, but they do not have any objective existence in and of themselves. Because of the disturbing emotions, they do appear to have some kind of objective existence in and of themselves, yet you should confirm that they do not have that way of existence at all, whatever. So if they were to have any inherent objective existence, it should become clearer and clearer as you delve into their nature more and more. But they do not become so, and therefore things are mere appearance, yet they do not have any essential objective existence in and of themselves. And so, in the perspective of that mind which determines the non-objective existence in things, you see everything lacking any inherent existence, and that is meditation on emptiness. So this the insight into emptiness does not arise without any effort, but you need to use the reasoning, the five-pronged reasoning and the sevenfold reasoning and so forth, so that these help to bring up more and more as certitude in the fact that things do not exist the way they appear to us, to you. And therefore you come to actually gain the insight into the emptiness. And so Changyur Rebbe Dorji says, things do not have any objective existence, the way they appear to us, as if there is some kind of a lump of object there. And the seventh Dalai Lama also says that when you meditate on emptiness, everything just dissolves or dissipates into this emptiness. So though things are devoid of any objective existence right from the beginning, and from within that state, empty nature, everything appears and arises, and therefore they are made up of different parts. So if they do not lack any essential objective existence, then they would not arise at all. The fact that they arise is because they lack any inherent objective existence, and therefore we can talk about parts and whole and so forth. As Master Nagarjuna also says in the Mulya Madhyamaka Karika, whatever is dependently arisen is said to be empty, and that is the designated, and that is the middle way. There is no phenomena which is not dependent, therefore there is no phenomena that which is not empty. And so with these reasonings, reflect on emptiness. And so you will find there are many reasonings that are given for the things to lack any objective essential existence. So we should study Master Chandrakirti's the clear words, Prasanapada, when we have time. And then meditate on white Vajra, standing on the moon disk that has the nature of the ultimate bodhicitta. The Vajra has 5 prongs, and its center is marked with the syllable Hum. And so these two minds, the conventional and ultimate bodhicittas, appear in the form of a moon disk on which is this 5-pronged Vajra. And so you should make the determination that you will keep these two principles of bodhicitta, ultimate and conventional, every day, right from the beginning of your day when you wake up from your sleep. Of course, we make offerings of flour, water, and so forth, but the main offering, the best offering of practice is the practice of bodhicitta, these two minds of ultimate and conventional and ultimate bodhicitta. So, on daily, you should make the determination that you will practice these two, bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness, or the view of emptiness. This must be your promise. So it does not mean that you will not have any benefit. You want happiness, of course, but what actually destroys your happiness are twofold: self-cherishing attitude and the clinging to true existence in things. So these two actually serves as the antidotes to these negative states of mind. And so right from the time when you wake up, you should make the determination that you will not slacken in your efforts to remind yourself of these two bodhicittas. Please repeat this with the pledge. Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta Upatayami. So this is the all-encompassing mind, yoga mind, generating that. And then the Vajra, the moon and the Vajra minds that you have generated at your heart. Imagine the same moon and Vajra minds at the heart of the Guru, Vajra Guru, and from it comes replicas of these two, and therefore the moon and the Vajra at the heart of the Guru, from their replicas come forth and dissolve into the moon and the Vajra at your heart, thereby stabilizing your bodhicittas. And next is the disciples arising into the deity. As I explained yesterday, whatever deity yoga you do so from within the meditation on emptiness. So apart from that, if you just think nothingness, and then imagine that you arise from nothing into a deity, that's not qualified or up to the deity yoga practice up to the measure. So Nel Jor, the word yoga, means joining your mind. Jor means joining, and Nel means the correct meaning or object. And so joining your mind with the correct meaning or object is what is known as yoga or Nel Jor. So if you talk about the final reality of things, the things do not have any they do not exist the way they appear to us. And so they are devoid of any true existence. So joining your mind to that is what yoga means. So now meditate on emptiness. You may think of yourself as I, me, this, that. So where is it? What can you actually point your finger at being yourself? Domdemba said, in reality, the hand is all empty and the rock is also empty. But if you are hit with the rock on your hand, and of course you'll have pain. So though when you analyze and try to search for the identity, you will not be able to find anything that you can pinpoint. But they do not have that kind of existence. If they were to exist, if things were to exist the way they appear to us, and they must become clearer and clearer as you delve into the nature of things, but that's not the case. And therefore, as Jerembuchi says, there are two ways of existence. But since the former way of existence cannot be true, therefore, there's no other way than the second way of existence. And therefore, what this means is that things could either exist objectively, independently, or they could exist by way of designation. And since the former is not feasible, therefore, by default, the latter is feasible. And so, meditate on emptiness or selflessness of persons and the selflessness of phenomena. So the meditation on emptiness, the emptiness being the object that you are meditating on, and the mind which meditates on emptiness. And so the mind being empty of any inherent existence, therefore you need to meditate on the emptiness of the mind itself. So whatever understanding or you have of emptiness, please use that and meditate on emptiness. So everything becomes empty with the two mantras. From the sphere of emptiness, in the space in front of you, a lotus flower rises, on top of which is a sun seat. On the sun seat lay two worldly deities. Two deities, black Bhairava facing downward and red Kalaratri facing upward. Above them is the seed, syllable palm, which becomes a curved knife. The knife is marked with the seed syllable palm and becomes you as a black Vajrayogini with one face. With your right hand, you hold aloft a carved knife, and with your left hand, you hold a skull cup to your heart that is filled with the blood of the four Maras. In the curve of the left elbow, You hold a Kadonga stick, and with the exception of the attire of wrathful deity, you are naked. You stand upright with your right leg outstretched and your left leg slightly bent. And you stand amidst the burning fire of a primordial wisdom. At your crown is a blue arm. At your So at your crown, blue arm, at your throat, a red R, and at your heart, white hum. And so the Lama is in the form of the Vajrayogini, and the disciples also in that form. So from the heart of the Guru and the disciples, radiant rays of light are emitted, and they invoke the deities. So rays of light radiate out from the seed syllables at the heart of the Guru, from the seed syllable of your heart, and from the seed syllable at the heart of the deity in front. Visualize that the light invokes a host of Vajrayoginis who are surrounded by all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from Udayana and so forth. They dissolve into your body like snowflakes falling on a lake. So, the Zahum Bam Ho. Today, Vajrayogini has exerted herself to open your eyes. Now that they are open, you will see everything. Please remove the blindfold. Om Vajra Paksha Pakya Ho. Hebinza Pashi. And next is introducing the deity, principal deity and her entourage. In the space in front of you, on a lotus flower in the sun disk, stands Black Vajrayogini. She has one face and two hands. In her right hand, she holds a lofty carved knife, and in her left hand, she holds a skull cup to her heart filled with blood of the four maras. In the center of the 8-petal lotus on the Dharma chakra, at the heart of the principal deity, is a blue Vajrayogini who is surrounded by 8 Vajrayoginis resembling the blue Vajrayoginis in the center. In the center of the lotus with 64 petals, there is located an emanation chakra. At the navel of the principal deity is the yellow Vajrayogini who is surrounded by 64 Vajrayoginis resembling the yellow Vajrayogini in the center. In the center of the lotus with 32 petals, and that is located at the great bliss chakra. At the crown of the head of the principal deity is the Vajrayogini who is surrounded by 32 Vajrayoginis resembling the white Vajrayogini in the center. And then in the 16 petals of the enjoyment chakra, and there are 16 Vajrayoginis resembling the red Vajrayogini in the center. In the 32 petals at the chakra sustaining bliss, the sacred place of this principal deity is the green Vajrayogini who is surrounded by 32 Vajrayoginis resembling the green Vajrayogini in the center. All these deities are standing on a sun disk. Their ornaments are the same as those of the principal deity. And please repeat this: holder of the 5 primordial wisdom, great affectionate one, just as you granted the supreme to the migratory beings, please also grant me the reverent unsurpassed liberation to protect me. Please also grant me the reverent unsurpassed liberation to protect me. So you, having visualized or arisen into form of Vajrayogini with the Kadanga and the carved knife, with all the deities, so your Vajrayogini through the center of your body runs your central energy channel. So of course, if you open your body, you will not find this central channel. But It seems that these different chakras with their spokes seem to be there within the body. So in the through the center of your body, just close to the spine, there is the central channel, and on the right is Rasana, and on the left is the Lalana channels. And there are these different chakras. So at the heart is this 8, and then the navel 64, throat 16. At your crown 32 also at the secret place. So please imagine like that. So at your heart, they are formed the Dharma chakra with the 8 petals. At the navel's emanation chakra, 64 petals or spokes. At the throat, enjoyment chakra, 16 petals. And at the secret place, 32 chakras and petals. And then at the crown, 32 petals. On the crown, Dharma chakra, at the heart of the Lama, who is Vajrayogini, are 9 deities. Principal Vajrayogini and her accompanying 8 deities. Visualize that replicas of the 9 deities arise like a second flame that rises from the flame of a budded lamp. The replicas move to the channel petals at your heart. These purify your aversion, transform the aggregates of your consciousness, and creates this auspicious circumstance for you to attain mirror-like wisdom. And on the emanation chakra at the navel Lama of the Lama Vajrayogini are 64 deities. The principal yellow Vajrayogini and her accompanying deities. From the 64 deities, from the 65 deities, replicas arise that move to the channel petals at your navel. This purifies your arrogance and miserliness, transform your aggregate feeling, and create the auspicious circumstance for you to attain wisdom of equanimity. On the enjoyment chakra at the throat of the Lama are 17 deities. There's principal deity, red Vajrayogini, accompanied by 16 yoginis. So all these deities at the different chakra centers and the spokes are the manifestation or emanation of the same principal deities, wisdom, mind. So you should understand that the individual special deities from the chakras, of the Lama's body that have moved to your body are the principal deity in the center of the heart chakra. The individual aspects that are to be purified and that purify refers to the knowledge empowerment. The deities moving to your channel and elements and their settling in the center and the channel petals of your chakra purify your ignorance and leave the seed for actualizing the resultant dharmakaya. Then visualize that the rays of light radiate out from the deities of the 5 chakras of the Lama. The light moves on to your chakras and cleanses all your energy channels. This purifies your aversion, leaves the seed for actualizing the resultant Sambhogakai. Thereafter, nectar arises from the deities of the 5 chakras of Lamas, flows into the chakra and fills your energy channels, purifies your attachment, and leaves the seed for actualizing resultant Nirmanakaya. The general aspect of that are to be purified and that purify. Please repeat this, O Reverend One. For the benefit of others, you actualize the great bliss of the union due to your affection. O Reverend One, grant me the empowerment for the welfare of migratory beings. Please put on the blindfold. So the Lama transforms instantaneously into a solitary hero, Heruka. The sounds of the pleasure from the union of the Heruka and his constant Reverend Vajrayogini invokes limitless Buddhas and their concepts of the 10 directions. The Buddhas absorb in the crown of your head, the head of Heruka and Vajrayogini. This causes the fire of great lust and great passion at their hearts to melt the white and red bodhicitta. Think that the stream of white and red bodhicitta comes forth from the place of the union and flows on your tongue. You experience bliss that pervades your entire body. So with the previous one, empowerment, vast empowerment of the body mandala is received. So being able to taste this secret substance that comes from the father and the mother deities, you generate an experience of bliss. And that helps to dissolve these grosser states of mind, and that mind is absorbed in emptiness, whereby you should think that the consciousness, that subtle consciousness, does not have also any intrinsic existence. And with that experience, please repeat Ahoma Sukha. Then a blue mantra chain arises from the heart of the Lama, a yellow mantra chain arises at his navel, a white mantra chain at his crown, a red mantra chain at his neck, and a green mantra chain in his sacred place. Think that the 5 mantra chains gradually exit the mouth of the Lama and descend into your throat. Please repeat this. Om Shri Hum Dagini Benzasawa Bi Soha Om Rena Rena Ma Rena Soha Om Shri Hum Dakini Benzasawa Bi Soha Om Rena Rena Ma Rena Soha Om Shri Hum Dakini Benzasawa Bi Soha Om Rena Rena Ma Rena Soha. So repeat this 5 times, it says. So we have done 3 times. Please repeat. Om Shri Hum Dakini Bedasawa Bi Soha Om Rena Rena Ma Rena Soha Om Shri Hum Dakini Bedasawa Bi Soha Om Rena Rena Ma Rena Soha. So with this, you have attained the secret empowerment in the Bhagavad Mandala of the Lama's concept. The empowerment purifies obstacles of your speech, empowers you to meditate on the path blessed by you, that is, meditate on Lishabadi, and creates the auspicious circumstance to attain Sambhogakaya. Again, make a mandala offering that comes from Lama Chepa, the Guru Puja. Tayami. Please repeat this. You attain the 3 kayas, spontaneous great bliss. In order to protect migrated beings with your compassion, you actualize great bliss. Master, please grant me this. Master, please grant me this. Visualize that you instantaneously arise as the solitary hero Heruka, and the Lama presents Vajrayogini to you. And then the Lama says, the deity who bestows the supreme liberation, she is the consort of all the conquerors of the great bliss and the source of all bliss. Child, utilize this offering. Then a carved knife is placed in your right hand, a skull cup in your filled with nectar in your left hand, a katamka stick placed in the calf of your left elbow, and visualize that Vajrayogini, who is inseparable from the Lama, moves to your lap. And then next is blessing the sacred space. In the sacred space of the concert is a seed syllable R from which a red lotus flower with 5 petals arises. The center of the lotus is marked with the seed syllable R. In the sacred place of the male deity, solitary hero Heruka is seed syllable Hum, from which a blue 5-pronged Vajra arises. The center of the Vajra is marked with the seed syllable Hum. Rays of light arise from the heart of the 2 deities that are in union. The light invokes limitless Tathagatas, dear consorts, heroes and heroines of the 10 directions. You are meditative. You are the meditative deity and his consort, and the Tathagatas, his consort, and so on, dissolve into your crown and into the crown of your consort. Then the melting of the white and red bodhicitta at your heart fills your entire body with essential drops, since when you experience the 4 joys, which are called joy, supreme joy, or joy free from joy, and the innate joy in your mental continuum. So through these experience of the 4 joys or bliss, the mind becomes subtler and subtler progressively, and your dualistic mind also dissolves more and more. And then you bring up the certitude that things do not have, no phenomena has any intrinsic essential existence, but they are merely designated. Your entire body is filled with essential drops, since all the drops are in the nature of bliss, think that they give rise to joy, supreme joy, joy free from joy, and innate joy in the mental continuum. Through generating the concentration, focusing on the union of bliss and emptiness of your 4 types of joy, all the qualities of such union are generated. Presenting you with a concert increases all the qualities of union, bliss and emptiness of please remove the blindfold. With this, you have attained the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment in the mandala of the conventional bodhicitta of the Lama. The empowerment purifies the obstruction of your mind, empowers you to meditate on the wheel of the mandala of the path, and it creates the auspicious circumstance for it to attain the resultant dharmakaya. Sungsas. Yeah. So, regarding knowledge, wisdom, empowerment, His Holiness was thought he didn't recite these lines. You attained the 3 kayas and spontaneous great bliss and so forth. So with this, now we are making the mandala offering for the 4th initiation with these lines from Lama Chepa. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Please repeat these lines of request. The greatly supreme primordial wisdom of non-duality, the great bliss Mahamudra comprehends reality just as it is. Bhagavati, please grant me the supreme liberation. Bhagavati, please grant me the supreme liberation. Bhagavati, please grant me the supreme liberation. So think that replicas of each of the deity of the body of Lama rise like a sound flame, the second flame that rises from the flame of a butter lamp. These replicas move to your chakras and gradually dissolve. So in the 5 different places at your body, crown, throat, heart, navel, and sacred place, there are the deities at the chakra dissolve. So So the deities in your body equal to the number of the different chakras, they dissolve from top down and also bottom up into the central deities of the heart chakra. Dissolve into the deity at your heart, which in turn dissolve into the principal deity at the center, at your heart chakra. The principal deity then dissolves into the seed syllable pum at your heart. The pum gradually dissolves into the upper part of the letter pa, into the crescent-like symbol, into the circular symbol. That dissolves into the circular symbol, and that is a part of the seed syllable, and into the nada, that is a flame-like the squiggle at the very top of the seed syllable. Thereafter, the nada disappears like a rainbow in the sky. Enter your mind. So all the appearances now dissolve. And your mind enters into the meditative absorption on this visualization. So the Lama gives an explanation of the actual part of the empowerment. So this primordial wisdom of the profound and peaceful, the great supreme. So you go through the experience of the four joys or ecstasies, and as you experience one after the other, they progressively become subtler and subtler. Is the mind of a conqueror that has the nature of all phenomena. All aspects are beyond conventions and objects. So all the 80 conceptions stop, and then you have the three visions, and when they also dissolve, then you are left with the primordially existing innate clear light mind, and which goes to the Buddhahood. So this clear light mind is actually used, and it arises at that wisdom which is focused on the emptiness of itself, and therefore you are able to overcome all the negativities, defilements within your mind stream with that kind of meditation on emptiness. And therefore, Chungkyen Lama Jamyang Shepa has said, though the Tantra and Sutra both teach emptiness, and they also teach the antidotes to emptiness, but the subtlest, defilement can, which is the cognitive obscuration, can only be eliminated through the highest yoga tantra practice. And so, like space that is free of limitations, so that mind, the clear light, subtle, most innate clear light mind, is the source of everything. And that is, everything dissolves into it. So emptiness is taught in the second turning of the wheel of Dharma, Prajaparamita, and then the subtlest mind is taught in the highest yoga tantra. And so you could join these two together, the emptiness, the object clear light taught in the second turning of wheel Dharma, and then the subtlest clear light mind, innate clear light mind taught in the highest yoga tantra. So if you are able to sustain that clear light mind, and you will not have the causes of samsara as such. But we are not able to do that yet, and therefore we need to go through the process of purification or eradication of the defilements from within our mind stream. And therefore, by meditating on the emptiness of the clear light mind itself, with that clear light mind, you are able to attain Buddhahood. And Buddhahood is not something out there, outside, but it is that quality that you develop, which is the eradication, elimination of all the defilements from within your mind stream, and that is what Buddhahood means. And then in the He Vajra Tantra, introduces the path on the basis of the subjective clear light for this fourth empowerment, whereas Je Rinpoche does it on the basis of Guya Samaja. He does introduce the fourth initiation by introducing us to the union of body and mind. So the clear light, innate clear light mind, and its the vehicle, which is the subtlemost energy, they are always together. So the subtlemost mind and subtlemost energy, wind energy. So the subtlemost mind becomes the mind of the Buddha, and the subtlemost energy of wind becomes the body of a Buddha. And so they are of the same nature or essence, but distinct conceptually. And so at the resultant state of body and mind, of the union of the body and mind of a Buddha, they become of one taste. So Yuga Nada, that's referred to as Yuga Nada or union. So when the subtle mind and the subtle energy or wind energy, when they become free from all obscurations, then you attain the two sacred bodies of the Rupakaya and the Jnanakaya. So with this, you have attained the fourth empowerment in the mandala of the ultimate bodhicitta. So what union means, when you understand it through the instruction of the Lama, so the two bodies, the Dharmakaya for oneself and Rupakaya for others, these two are not distinct, unrelated, but wherever the Buddha's body is, there is the Buddha's mind. Wherever the Buddha's mind is, there is the Buddha's body. So they are inseparable. The empowerment purifies obstructions of your body, speech, and mind, and all imprints. It empowers you to meditate on the Vajra wave of the path and creates the auspicious circumstance to attain resultant Svabhavakaya. So isn't that all now? Where are we? Where have we reached now? Bhagavati, please command me. Bhagavati, please bless me. So Bhagavati, please command me. Command these disciples. Bhagavati, please bless these disciples. From now on until they attain the essence of enlightenment, please serve as their special meditative deity. Please remove all adverse conditions and obstacles and grant them all spiritual realizations. Think that due to this request, the deities of the mandala dissolve into you, and that your body, speech, and mind is now in the nature of body, speech, and mind of Vajrayogini. So when we go around in India, when I visit different places in India, they always put this sindura on my forehead. So now we are done with the initiation of Black Vajrayogini. So you imagine that you are touched on your forehead, throat, and heart, so that you receive the blessing for the body, speech, and mind of Vajrayogini. So that you are able to attain them. Whatever you command, my chief guru, I will do them all, is what you pledge. And next is making a talk offering. This attractive offering, which has hundreds of flavors. I offer this to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Gunda Zambo, Gunda Yin, Jonjo Zambo, Danjo Zhe, Ngoi Chenbo Kun Ye Cho, Wang Chen Cho Yi Chan Ye Yin, Doji Chenbo Sowa Le, Doji Yin Da Danjo Zhe, Simjian Kun Ye Ki Che, Simjian Kun Ye, Kun Ye Yin Lan, Simjian Kun Ye Le, Simjian, Tam Zi Cho, De Ba Cho. Den Zi Ya Cho La Sowa, Deb So She De Zongdo Zhoubai Lam Che Che Sense Kanchen Dendru Gun Chanan, the protector and of the land of snow, its teachings, and the sentient beings, who clarifies, who makes very clear the combination of the practice of emptiness, the path of emptiness, and compassion. So there's a shed and of short on yin che song do chobe lam che che center conscience and Chana Bemo Tenzin Yazo La Soa Depso Sheden Hundo Sho Chenchere Sense Kanjin Dendru Gun Chana Demo Tenzin Soa Depso Sheden Hundo Sho. This is the words of truth. Tendang tenzin chapsi rang re le chebe le so long ju yang dang de kawa jia chan zhu be kiu chu jin guan de tu ji yong wa zhe do nang guan bo jin re xin wang ye se ji ye wei yong song jia chen me lang kang zhe be zhe san ding de re niu do chao nang dong qu nian sa mu ten zhe dang qiu song tu jie tu dang den zi do le zhe lu me den du da zhe den be me lam ge me yu zhu shu gu wei xin gam zi pen dan de wa ma lu zhong wei jian re xin wang den jin jia cuo yi xia bei si te par du
단도 우고 나라 휴대자가 저 나가 휴대자로도 단도 순조의 거점 쇼의 니 치주 판당 주보다 있는 마 거점 쇼의 저서 녀를 휴대자로나 쇼 마치로 마베비 나라 휴대자 순조의 거점 쇼의
긴드말이야 녀생지 쉬어도 아니 드린 데 토바 담자리 제장안이 쇼로나 아니 시제다 차장로 단다 뭐 차지여 제장 참관로 쇼로나 아니 되네 양자 세다지 쉬어요 다단데 참관로야 아니 세로나 쉬어요 지로년도 니슈가 진다 당부 최송니 표면라나메 우리 진호 공사 장군 전부 초네 내조 도지 된도 송주 사무가리 제가 고목하니 초네 아피레가서 체냠다 잡조와 남라 말롬 초베 토네 현대 자톰나 개변출로 투지 갈로 람데 지위 견도 폐공 따르 산된 추주 말롬 체면 진중 디네 와나 densom 표공 셰루 되고지 exam 문주네 고름 몸압주 탐바 현대 그 사원도 비주라나 대토 군대 차장 카당 대토 군대 차장 카당 초바 기도카 켄레소르 남바다 러주 계신 남바 서자 메마 요네 자주 추디게 제전도 셰데라나 러제게 자칸제 부나용와 쇼주당 현대 강한총과 병균게 천숑다제 간대포당게 이장 주 진호 공사 장군 첨부초게 년왕 노회 보거라 년생 준비제 민민미도도 동의 쇼주 라나 대로 공자용와 쇼 한대 추두만람 체면 진중 디네 densom wana pegwen shedu deguchi exane jilo nye don nishulambe jinda tangbo ce shi nye pu 아니 가산에 단다 현대 병이 된다 폐기도 아니 제장 아주 현대 부사대 땡게지 제도 마성 아니 들이 현대 부사 매게 땡게 제자 말롬 소중게 현대 부사 들이야 와도세 아니 청아 코디 쉬샤요 아니 근데 나로 여기 내 지주 나로 나쉬야이 투지체